Hi everybody, Creative Katie, Karen Burchell. It is May 31st and that means tomorrow is June 1st and that means the start of Index Card a Day 2017. This is a challenge that is put out by DaisyYellow, so please go and check out her site and you can get all the prompts and all the information. She's put a lot of thought and effort into it over the years, so please go and check out her blog and see what it's all about and benefit from all the wonderful stuff that she has available. So tonight I am getting ready I want to get myself set up to start Index Card a Day. So what is Index Card a Day? It is a challenge that you create for 61 straight days from June 1st all the way to the end of July. Last year was my first year, and these are some of the cards, the ICADs that I ended up with at the end of it. I found this so interesting and so much fun. It allowed me to try out new techniques in a very non-threatening format. Now, so I put them on a ring, and this year I'm not going to do that because one of the things that I found could do with it is frame them. And I hope you don't get too much of a glare here. But here is one of the ways that I framed. I took a collection of them that I liked the look of, everything gone together, and I just framed it. Now this is a frame that is basically 2 plates of glass inside the wood frame. And this hangs on my wall and I absolutely love it. So it's really a good plan if you're looking for what do you do with it afterwards? Not every piece or every ICAD is going to be a work of art, but the ones that you want to display, you should be able to display. You could also put them into single frames. Now I didn't do any fancy matting or anything. I just had these frames after we had moved and I just repurposed them with my ICADs and my index cards here. So here is another frame. You've seen these at Walmart. They're fairly inexpensive and you can just display them like that. It makes a nice display, a nice little gift for somebody. You could put 2, 3, the sky's the limit. So, how am I getting ready? Well, first off, I am going to continue using my math flashcards. I am now retired and I had a stash of flashcards and things like that I am now repurposing. So I went out and I dug out, and I'm sure I have another 61 of them. And some of them I've done, a few techniques on. Some of them I've put jelly prints on. They're just kind of ready to go. So these are all just going to go on there. So tonight what I'm going to do to get ready is I'm going to just get out some gesso, some white gesso and maybe some black gesso, and I'm going to pre-gesso some too. I find that when I do that in a whole activity where you can maybe get 10 done or more, depending on the time that you have, it saves the actual creating time when you're doing something every day. So that's a good way of organizing your time. So that's one of the things that I'm going to do tonight. The other thing that I have done is I'm getting out my quotes binder. Now in my quotes binder I have a bunch of quotes. This just fell apart because that's the way life has it when you're on camera. And I just typed up a bunch of quotes You've seen me use these before, and I'm just going to have them at the ready. And I'm kind of going to spend some time, you know, while I'm watching TV, just flip through them and get some of the quotes in my head. And that way I have an idea, and again, it's going to save time down the road. Now, the other thing that I have recently created and started to use lots of, and if you've watched my channel, is these sticker sheets that I, again, have typed out different words and short phrases, and they are on sticker sheets. Trust me, that I've just put through my laser printer. Now, I bought these at, I'm not going to be able to do this because I'm on camera, right there. So, and then I can just cut these apart and do that. The other thing that I've done, and I spent some time, is DaisyYellow has her week 1 prompts on there. And I will put a link to her blog in the description box below. So week 1, the prompts are sunrise, lost and found, vintage, lavender, kawaii, which means something that's cute. I had to look that up. I had never heard that term. Detour, and alliteration. Now, my plan is to use the prompt if it speaks to me, or not, as the case may be. I may use the prompt in another time, in another place. You know, some of these I think I'm absolutely going to be using lavender and sunrise, and I have ideas for detour. You know, some of the other ones I may not have, and that's okay. So I'm giving myself permission to, you know, go off script. On her blogs, she also has other information, words and different things, more to inspire you and to get going and creative. So what I've done with the prompts, I just went to good old, Pinterest, and I just do a search for sunrise quotes, lost quotes, found quotes, lost and found quotes, vintage. And what I'm going to do is save all of those. I'm actually made a board and it's probably right at the end, so I'm just going to zoom right to the end here. ICAD quotes. So if you go to my Pinterest site, you can check out the ICAD quotes, and there will be quotes that I find that in some way, shape, or form fit these. There may be all of them, there may be some of them. I'm not going to guarantee that I'm going to have something for everything, but you're more than welcome to go there. And the link to my Pinterest boards is in the description box below. So that's what I did this afternoon already. The other thing I did is I've kind of flipped through some of my free printables, and I went through my various stamp sets, just kind of looking at them and just familiarizing myself, re-familiarizing myself with what I have in my stash, because I'm also using the Index Card a Day Challenge as a way of continuing to use your stash 2017, hashtag use your stash 2017, which you've heard me talking about. So I'm kind of familiarizing myself with that. I've gone through my stencils and masks and all those kind of things, all in preparation for Index Card a Day. I hope you join me. I would love for you to post what you create for Index Card a Day. If you create, when you create, whether you're doing all the days or you're just doing some of the days, do what you can. It's about just getting creative and getting in the habit of doing something creative every day. You know, I believe strongly there, you know, in the quote, and I'm thinking it was Van Gogh, but I could be wrong, you know, inspiration exists, but it has to find you working. You're not going to develop your skills, you're not going to try out the techniques if you're not in the room. So another goal of mine this time around is going to be to use the various techniques that you've seen me using in my technique tag series within a whole piece. So I may use multiple techniques in one piece. And I actually got the idea for the technique tag series when I was doing this. Now, if you're interested, there are videos of all of the ICADs that I created last year. Last year we were in the process of moving and starting to relocate from Saskatchewan to BC, and it was a very tumultuous summer. It was also right about the time that I started experiencing my difficulties with my back, and I found that having this to focus on really helped me cope with what was going on, all the uncertainty and stress that was going on in my life. So I'm just going to continue to flip through these fairly quickly. I think there is a slower one. Like I said, some of them, you know, they're not my faves, but some of them, there's different elements of things that I do really like. It's quite satisfying and amazing to go through at the end of, you know, the 2 months and see all the things that you've created. So I will see you with the very first ICAD. I hope you'll join along, and I hope I gave you some very helpful tips to get yourself ready for Index Card a Day 2017.